Everybody, welcome. We have somehow, by the grace of God, escaped. We have escaped the hell out of every... We're out of Florida. Let's just put it this way. My name is Chip Chapman. We are live from Langhorne, Pennsylvania. It is those two pit road officials from the Stone Mountain Race Memorial Speedway. We are going short track racing today, this beautiful Sunday afternoon in the Keystone State. My name is Chip Chapman. Here, as always, the man to my left is Beaumont Jenkins.
I'm here. I don't know how the hell we got here, but we got here.
I'm not used to introducing him first, but I wanted to give a little bit of drama, because back with us on color commentary, Lightning Lloyd Shivers. Good to have you back here, Lloyd.
Oh, thank God.
Recently, I just learned that Zaxby's does not start with the letter Q.
Or an X. You know, to be fair, they put about 14 different Zaxby's and Zaxby equivalent parodies, all in one little, like, fork in the road, one little intersection. And
I don't even know how they managed to make that many knockoff Zaxby's.
Yeah, I mean, they got us. And, you know, we're just glad to have you back. We're glad to have the team back together for this. Because we are
just glad we had to give up some pieces of jewelry and a Sunoco cup to get Lightning Lloyd back into the booth. But I think it was all worth it, and I'm glad their top men are now working on it.
I'm glad that.
Please don't tell me you pawned off the 2010 Hut 100 ring that I won back at Terre Haute.
No, it was a Sunoco cup,
though. No, it was below more valuable than that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got that. We got that for you. No, I think we knew what our limits were. We did not want to go ahead and get you that one, but nonetheless, we've got short track racing today here in Langhorne, Pennsylvania. We are going 3/4 of a mile around an oval, 150 times for the Stolen Valor 258. Of course, the Stolen Valor 258, one of our new sponsors. Not sure how they're sponsoring us, but they are. Nonetheless, we're doing this today. We're going short track racing again, 0.75 miles around this track, 150 laps. Lloyd, as a short track specialist, you're raring to go for this one. This is a good one to have you back.
Absolutely, and it's a quick short track. It may be 3/4 of a mile here, but you know they're going to be carrying a lot of speed through the corners, and we'll get into it in the keys of the race here. But you know, it's not just the track and the other cars that you have to contend with.
It's the elements, ain't it?
That's right. It's the elements. You know, this being in the Rust Belt, you got cold weather, you got rust. You got people dumpster diving into trash cans. You've got Philly specials, whatever the hell that means.
I mean, you know, it's a bit scary to talk about it. You may have seen it on our Twitter machine. We got a very familiar face on row one. Two familiar faces.
Third time in a row.
Third time in a row. It's Smiley Van Buren. And I think we probably should just go ahead and get right to it. Let's go ahead and talk about the starting grid.
They're going to start calling him Harvey Danger because he's the pole sitter.
He is the flag pole sitter, no doubt about that. Let's look at the standings first of all. Richard Blood, your points leader. Of course, everybody who is shaded in a nice bright yellow has won a race and already qualified for the playoffs. Remember, race winners plus the top points getters will qualify for the playoffs. So Richard Blood is the one in first place in that 51 car. Our Dongerex Pole Award goes once again to Smiley Van Buren, his third pole in a row. We're really running out of jokes. We got nothing else to say at this point about Smiley Van Buren. But
he's taking more poles than you'd find on Pornhub.
Pretty much, and he is going to share the front row with Joe John Winchester, who's also been qualifying pretty dang good all season. Just not getting good finishes yet. Kevin Boner Pillman and Bucky Dushan, again, those Spubby cars looking really good. This time he's sponsored by Donkin Dunce. America run no dun-dun. Paul Walker, his third teammate, and Richard Blood are on row 3. The Nihilist RB car, 5th in qualifying. That's the slowest of the Spubby cars. Amazing. Reverend Pastor Chavez, he's already into the playoffs on row 4 with Jeff Gordon, the horse, in that number 8 gun car. On row 5, it's Paul Alcohol, last week's winner, with Jeff Tanaka, who's been really strong all season long in that Jeff YE car. On row 6, Jean-Paul Henry and Big Daddy Thibodeau sporting that Tucson Grit car. Tucson Grit, it's basically dirt. Row 7 is Mr. Naga's Most Glorious Driver and El Matador Total Rosanna in that number 75 Air Supply Pontiac. And, of course, on row 8, it's Blario Blandretti in the Blappa Auto Blarts car and Jim Blossoms, sponsored by Plasma Trade in that 41 Ford. On row 9, it's the 69 car.
Nice.
And Jeff Shanice in the 38 car. Jeff's Chinese, bit of a slow qualifying effort for the Jeffs today, but nonetheless, they know how to race on these short tracks. Boo with Jessup and Giacomo are on row 10 for you. Row 11, it's Steve Thompson, this time sponsored by WeBuyCulturalArtifacts.gov. Interesting new business model by them. And Fat Darrell on the outside. Row 12, it's Bobrovsky and Ennio Sparini in that number 28 Dodge, sponsored by Wall to Wall Salve. On row 13, it's Doug Pork, sponsored by the Mighty Pork, the only pork-based energy bar, and Hans Veispulver in that number 99 Slap Mark car. On row 14, it's Thicker Richard Ketchup and Ricky Walton in the Temecula Dirt Pontiac. Pair of Pontiacs on that row. Pair of Russians on row 15. It's Nikolai the Soviet Driving Bear and Petrol Topoff. This time sponsored by Dimitri's Russian Roulette Paintball, one of the many programmings specials on Sports Naz. And at the back of the field, it's Triple X Macklin and Woo Ba Bali. This time being sponsored by Hugger Grapefruits. Expanding out. So we got the keys to the race. Go ahead, Lightning Lord. Take care of them. Sponsored by DiscountCondoms.com. They're probably going to work.
Absolutely. So the first key of the race here is to get cozy with your neighbor. Think of it just like the morning queue. It's the checkout time at a major comic book convention. Everybody's got to go down the elevator. You just got to get cozy with your neighbor because everybody's going to try to jam into it. It's the same way with racing on this 3/4 of a mile short track here in Langhorne, Pennsylvania. Number 2 is to beware the pit road. Now, if you missed it last season, old Jim had a tough time getting in a pit road, and it cost him dearly. So, again, it's not just the other cars in the track you got to contend with. Sometimes it's just the basic task of pulling in a pit lane that can undo your race in a hurry. Number 3, you'll need to find a partner. You need to find a buddy to hold your hair back, because when you get to Puke Hollow, when your stomach is a rumbling and you're wanting to have a reversal of fortune, as they'd say in the hot dog eating contest, you don't want to get into hair. And, of course, when it's time to pass, you just pass. You do everything you can. You late break them. You run all the way full throttle in the corner. Hell, you just move or dump the guy or just flat out pile drive him in the corner if you want to get past.
I mean, that sounds sexy, no doubt about that. But nonetheless, those are the keys to the race from the short track expert himself, Lightning Lord Shivers. And I think it is getting to be time. So gentlemen, I think it is time to thank the Lord for this beautiful day. And we've got a special local man. Well, you know, I guess one of the local churches, they have kind of a different sort of vestments that they have to wear. So this guy's wearing some interesting. You know, I'm just gonna say I think the back of his the back of his priest kind of robe is missing, because I'm seeing an ass just in the breeze. That is an assless priest robe.
That's interesting. I mean, it is warm out here.
It is. I mean, maybe it's just for the hotter weather. But anyway, let's see what that man has to say, because he's got a microphone, and I guess he's gonna be praying.
Cock and ball torture, CBT, is a sexual activity involving torture of the male genitals. This may involve likely painful activities such as wax play, genital spanking, squeezing, ball busting, genital flogging, urethral play, tickle torture, erotic electrostimulation, or even kicking. The recipient of such activities may receive direct physical pleasure via masochism through knowledge that the play is pleasing to a sadistic dominant. Image, electrostimulation applied on a penis.
Dummies!
Contents. Section 1, in pornography. Section 2, ball stretcher. Section 3, parachute. Section 4, humbler. Section 5, testicle cuff. Section 1, in pornography. In addition to its occasional role in BDSM pornography, tamakeri, literally ball kicking, is a separate genre in Japan.
We miss you, Tamakeri.
One notable actress in tamakeri is Erika Nagai, who typically uses her martial arts skills to knee or kick men in the testicles.
Section 2.
Ball stretcher. A ball stretcher is a sex toy that is fastened around a man in order to elongate the scrotum and provide a feeling of weight pulling the testicles away from the body. While leather stretchers are most common, other models are made of steel rings that are fastened with screws, causing additional, mildly uncomfortable weight to the wearer. The length of the stretcher may vary from 1 to 4 inches, and the steel models can weigh as much as 5 pounds. Section 3. Parachute. A parachute is a small collar, usually made from leather, which fastens around the scrotum, and from which weights can be hung. Conical in shape, with 3 or 4 short chains hanging beneath, to which weight can be applied. Used as part of cock and ball torture within a BDSM relationship, the parachute provides a constant drag and squeezing effect on the man's testicles. Moderate weights of 3 to 5 kilograms can be suspended, especially during bondage. Smaller weights can be used when the man is free to move, when the swinging effect of the weight can restrict sudden movements, as well as providing a visual stimulus for the dominant partner. Section 4.
Is that weight in stone?
A humbler is a BDSM physical restraint device used to restrict the movement of a submissive male partner in a BDSM scene. The humbler consists of a testicle cuff device that clamps around the base of the scrotum.
He's still going.
I hate to. This has become a lecture.
We got a race to go here. We're on a schedule here.
I'm not so sure. I want to keep. I don't understand.
I say you gotta keep the guy going. Just gotta keep.
He's still talking. They cut his mic. He's just talking. He brought some.
You gotta go get it.
The man brought charts and this is like a lecture instead of a prayer. I'm kind of.
I don't know. Some of our audience felt moved by the spirit in that.
Yeah, so moved they left.
Some lower than others, but still moved.
Yeah, moved by the spirit, so to speak.
And some constrained.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, some of them
released.
were and enthralled. So, I mean, again, it's the 21st century. You do you, I do me, and sometimes we do each other. But nonetheless, I think it's fair enough. But I guess amen. But, gentlemen, we got a goddamn auto race, and I think constrained is the important word because these boys are going to be constrained on this very tight, very, very condensed ovular track. And, I think it's important that they know that there's going to be a little bit of ball play in the sense that it's going to take balls to win this one.
That's right.
I'm trying to make the best out of that prayer. I don't know what the hell that was, but nonetheless, we're going to try to make work out of it.
All we know is the weirdos come out for diddling.
They absolutely do. When you want to go diddling, you got to go ahead and get ready. So I think it's time for those six most famous words in motorsports unofficial ranking. But we're going with it. 6 most famous words in motorsports. If we can go ahead and not get the mic away from that weird dude and get somebody to please just give those words.
Just don't smell his hand.
Yeah.
I don't know what that guy was saying. Just fire him up and check your cups, please.
Yeah, please, cup checks for everybody. Very important here.
Drivers, start your engine!
Oh, no. Now,
someone in the crowd had to go and shout it.
Oh,
God,
and I thought that last prayer would have ruined the move.
I haven't been more disappointed than that medieval-themed midget tossing game called Game of Thrones.
Fair enough. Oh, man, that was a fun one. I love that. Well, boys, we are going 150 laps around this 3/4 of a mile track. It's going to take a lot less time than you think, but we've got a whole lot of racing going on.
And also, I should note, Smiley Van Buren, in addition to winning this year, has already amassed $75 worth of free gift cards at Parts Unknown 9090 Parts for winning 3 poles this season. This is incredible.
Yep, Pace car is already off. We are looking and seeing. Look at those bank turns. 30-degree banks on the turns, 20 degrees on the straightaway. That's gonna pull these cars down the track really hard, ain't it, Lloyd?
That's right. Smiley Van Buren, he won a pole 2 races ago. They won a pole today. That's 2 in a row. And since he won pole again, it's called a pole winning streak.
It
has
is.
happened before.
And here it is. The green flag is going. We are going. This is the goddamn auto race. And look at Smiley go. Smiley driving fast. He has gotten it. He has led a lap already here at Langhorne.
The whole shot.
He did get the whole shot. And no, normally, we've seen last season, this, of course, race was won by Petrol Topoff in that number 90 car. And it was actually the outside line that was the preferred line to go. So we're kind of surprised that Joe John Winchester didn't have the speed to combat Van Buren coming around on those turns. But again, Van Buren is going to have to be cautious. He's going to have to be patient. He's going to have to try to lead this for the long haul. If he can go, start to finish on this one, then that would be very impressive. And
very impressive. He's a driver who's already clinched his way into the playoffs. Of course, he won our third race of the season, a Daytona 500. Don't tell nobody because the statute of limitations ain't passed yet.
No, we heard that.
We won't get into trouble again.
No doubt about that.
He's already in, but with the second win, he can improve his position come playoff time.
Yep, and we are and again, there are playoff points that are being assigned for various things in how you finish in a race. Top 10s get points, leading laps get points, wins get points. We're seeing somebody already. That was Paul Alcohol getting passed by a couple of cars. I thought he was heading down to pit road. I didn't realize that he was just getting passed by not just Richard Blood, but Jeff Tanaka. That is last week's winner, Paul Alcohol.
Yeah, it looks like it would look like he was having a little bit of an unsteady time coming around these corners again. This is a flat out course almost. You got to have the car being able to rotate comfortably through these corners, especially through Puke Hollow, which again, you're going to want nobody to hold your hair back.
And right now he's got Jean-Paul Henry watching him on Puke Hollow, but he's got a good run out of that going into that turn. The high line into the turn is pretty good, and it kind of sends you right up the track. Going for really just you're just going up and down the track at such a quick pace, all things considered, because of how short this track is. And it might just be me, but I'm seeing Alcohol's car kind of wobbling in the back a little bit as he's coming out of these corners. I wonder if that's going to be a
Alcohol's
thing.
known for wobbling. We can assure
Fair
you that.
enough.
That's right, and pretty soon he'll be paying a visit to Puke Hollow, win or lose.
I think everybody has to take a visit to Puke Hollow here in Langhorne. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of these other cars, see how they're doing. One of our previous winners, Reverend Pastor Chavez, currently sitting in 7th place. He's got Richard Blood right behind him. Good running right now. Good qualifying effort for
the Venezuelan sensation.
Yeah, the road course specialist. He's a road course specialist. He's got his win at our own the road course so far this year. But he's looking pretty dang good.
He's got Guillermo Big Caracas Chavez on the pit box calling him as he leads the overall, I guess what you would call the supporter shield leader in the Diddler Cup Racing Series in Richard Blood.
Oh, yeah, he's got Richard Blood. I guess the points leader, yeah. Well, that's going to be an important thing, because if we have 15 different winners and the points leader gets an automatic pass into the playoffs, that's how it's going to go. So you gotta make sure, if you can't get into victory lane, you got to make sure you are consistent enough to be a points leader.
We know Richard Blood has been consistent, but man, oh man, I tell you, it's year 3 of the Diddler Cup Series. He's still looking for that first victory, but he's got to make it work. Again, it is really tough to pass here because it is so easy to drive these cars flat out. These guys are not going to make any mistakes.
No, there's one clear line to follow, and we got to watch for any sort of chaos that may happen. Green flag pit stops are going to happen eventually.
That's right. We painted that line on the track here just to make sure they knew where they were going.
It's always been.
Arrows are important.
That's right. You'd be surprised how many people can't follow a circle if we don't have this painted on the road.
No doubt about it. We're going to take a look at some of our rookies in the back of the field. There's somebody who had a good time at a short track, our very first race of the season. Hans Vaspulver, currently running in 28th. Bad qualifying effort. He's now behind Nikolai the Soviet Driving Bear, so he's fallen back a little bit from his qualifying efforts. But
even more treacherously, he's behind a bear. And sandwiched between him, he's got a bear and a 13-year-old child behind him. Triple X Magnum.
I mean, you know, no, and for a man who does as much cocaine as Hans Pulver does, that's just a normal evening for him. So he's just kind of bumping it up to the afternoon. He's between a bear and a child, then, you know, and we're seeing they're kind of spreading out a little bit. Ennio Sperina letting Nikolai pass, just going for that low line. But the bear is sliding up that track, trying to come back down. We're gonna keep an eye and see what's happening there, because I'm not sure if the bear has enough speed to kind of pass, and it looks like Sperina's just gonna let him do it.
You know, it's the interesting thing, because as Nikolai the Soviet driving bear is talking to his crew chief, I mean, the most important thing is that, you know, he's a bear.
Just gotta let him do what he wants.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't know. Now his crew chief is of course the Bear Whisperer. We didn't get an actual name, just the Bear Whisperer. So I mean, I guess he can communicate with Nikolai. I don't know. I mean, it's not really the sort of, you know, there's an actual grizzly bear in that car. You just let it do whatever it wants to do.
That's right. You don't try and interfere.
Yeah, it's best not. You're just gonna make it angry. I think that's even why the paint scheme has not changed. It's the exact same paint scheme. They just didn't even want to touch the car.
Nobody wants to try and sponsor a bear.
No,
bear to executive negotiations are very difficult.
That's fair, you know.
Unless you feed it Almond Joys and Diet Cokes.
Yeah, that's really what has to work. I think that's probably the best option there. I mean, my understanding is they've been trying to get some sponsorship. I mean, you know, Matryoshka Inc. pumped a lot of money into these 3 cars after Petrol Top-Off this year, so, you know, Graybits has been a great sponsor as they're in the #1 car, a couple spots ahead of Nikolai.
That's Graybits, the official cryptocurrency of the Diddler Cup Racing Series.
Yes, sir, it is. And, of course, SportsNaz has been the dedicated sponsor to the 9 car, who's unfortunately is the winner at this track last season. Not doing so great. They're in the bottom 4 right now, so you don't see them on your list on the left side. But apparently they're trying to get some sponsorship to the #2 car. I don't know how. I don't know what, but they're trying, and man, no one just wants to get near that car, and I can understand. But you know, we talk about animals behind the wheel, and
we got some great bets here. 12 coming in your direction there.
That's right.
Thank you very much for that.
Car's generating it.
Now listen,
them digital floor pads there.
He may not be the 18 horse that won at the Belmont from Schenectady, but Jeff Gordon the horse is driving a damn good race here in 6th.
Not yet to get a win this season. Got his first ever win in the Diddler Cup last season. It was an epic encounter. I believe it was in Sturgis. I'm trying to remember where Jeff Gordon the horse got his win. I'm going to pull it up in a second in my stats here. But
he's
Jeff
running
Gordon
right behind Bucky Dushine in that Duncan Dunce.
Duncan Dunce, yep. America run no dun-dun. That 55 car, Spubby, is running all 3 cars in the top 5 here in Langhorne. This is where they can shine. They are short track specialists, it would seem, but they show that they just got speed when it counts, and this is where speed matters. We are almost 20% of the way through this race.
That's right. This is a damn quick race. These lap times are clicking them off real quick.
But nonetheless,
like you need to take a pill.
Yeah, I think so.
You gotta ingest Mark Martin to get yourself not go limp.
Well, that's the thing, you know, and that's the thing. If this race lasts longer than 4 hours, you got to consult a doctor. That's always one of the things that makes sure important.
It's probably why Boner Pillman's got himself in 3rd place.
Yeah, let's talk about Kevin Boner Pillman.
Yeah, he's held on. As we're gonna say, he held serve, to use another sporting term. He qualified 3rd. He's still sitting in 3rd right now in that Pen 15 car.
That's right. You know, he's staying firm. The car looks like it's pretty rigid through the corners as it comes in and out of Puke Hollow.
Yep. Now, are we aware which section of the course is Puke Hollow? Because we're going to go ahead and see.
That'd be coming right through turn 2 here.
Turn 2. Okay, so we're going to keep an eye on that as we're watching Kevin Boner Pillman in that Pen 15 car. Keep an eye on turn 2 right here. We're gonna get a good look at Puke Hollow in just a second as he navigates it.
That'd be right behind the grandstands, of course. Here.
So going into turn 1 and Puke Hollow. This is turn 2 right now. It is you can see why it's got that name. It's that quick little oopsie right there coming out of the turn.
And I think we got some people over there lurching over the back there. Yeah, they're
Oh,
there.
it smells lovely.
Yeah,
Smells
no doubt about that.
Smells
Puke
like Western Pennsylvania.
Oh, no doubt it does. That is an Allegheny scent if I ever heard one or smelled one.
That's like yelling into a sports bar west of the Allegheny and yelling EA EA EAGL 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 EAGLES.
Yeah, now the Allegheny scent, I don't know if that's necessarily going to be a friendly one in that sort of bar.
Going to be featured at the All-Star race coming up mid-season.
Yeah, we're going to get a lot of Allegheny scents as we head to scenic Pittsburgh for our All-Star race. We're going to check back in on our race leader, Smiley Van Buren. That 11 car, he has led every one of these 37 laps so far as he comes around, heads into turn 1, and comes out of Puke Hollow into that's turn 2 right there, and back on the straightaway. And he's handling Puke Hollow pretty well. I think maybe there's something to all the chicken in his beard that is keeping everything down.
I think conventional wisdom would say it would be the opposite, but yet here we are. Smiley Van Buren has not had to exert himself too much. He's had a comfortable lead, but it's one that he's been able to manage. He's not taking too much out of the car right now. He's driving a steady race.
That is correct. I stand corrected, actually. Jeff Gordon, the horse, his win was at the very track we were at last week, in Destin. I mean, it could have been last year. I don't know. We did some space-time continuum stuff. I don't understand it, but nonetheless.
We gave up the Sunoco Cup for that.
We did, and you know what? It was that Sunoco Cup was changing the feature.
It was weird.
Yeah, Lord, it would have been scarring if you were there for that. Be glad you did not witness some of the stuff that happened there. It was a bit on the terrifying side.
My only favorite part about Destin, Florida is leaving.
Yeah, fair enough. That's.
I should have known something was up when I walked in and realized that the Zalid was not spelled with a Z, but with a number 2.
That's it's an easy mistake to make, and we're seeing a race for second right now. Kevin Boner Pillman is right on the bumper. He's trying to rear end that Just Guns car.
Boner Guns.
Yeah, Boner Guns indeed, and look like he's gonna. He got so slowed up. He went looking for it. I don't know what happened. Lloyd, you're going to see it in your monitor in a second. What happened that just caused him to fall off that pace? Was he just off the line? Did he just get caught up in a draft? What happened there?
I think maybe he was shooting too fast in the corner there. It looked like he'd have a run on Joe John Winchester, but it looked like the car just tried to step out and try and get loose from underneath of him, and that left him vulnerable to a challenge from Paul Walker in the 00 car.
That's an interesting thing to happen. That is a phenomenon of this racetrack, is that you can get a good run up on somebody, but once you try to pass, now that's the question: where is the best place to pass on a short track like this?
Everywhere. If you put enough trust into your car and the mechanics to fix it up, because you're going to be taking out some quarter panels.
Fair enough. You're going to have to get a little physical, I guess, is what you're saying on this one.
That's right. You're going to have to move some guys. Come on, start wrecking some people.
That's fair enough. Let's see if we can get some wrecking going on. We're almost about a third of the way through this race, and I think pretty soon we're going to start seeing some green flag pit stops. I think maybe around, I think we've got a couple more laps to go, maybe about 10 or 15 more laps to go before we're going to start seeing green flag pit stops. One of these years we're going to start paying attention to what the pit window is. But nonetheless, we're seeing about a third of the way through this, and Joe John Winchester is just, well, maybe he's going to get caught up right now, because we're seeing our leader, Smiley Van Buren, about to start lapping some cars. And that is the 103 of Wubai Bale, who, again, passing has been at a premium here. So Wubai Bale is right where he started.
Get that chicken fucker in the way.
Yeah, nonetheless.
Block him out there.
That might be what we see here. We might have to see that happen. As that's going to cause a little. We're going to watch those intervals as they maybe start to dwindle down.
It's been a very fascinating race, averaging 150 miles an hour. I mean, this is on a 3/4 of a mile course. These guys ain't lifting.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And again, you know, our calendar has in fact changed a little bit. Notice one of our fans was asking a question about you know, they got a bunch of races coming up in the next couple of weeks. You know, the schedule has changed just minorly. I will tell you that we got 2 races on Wednesday and Thursday, and a following race. So you're absolutely right. In the next 2 weeks' time, there are going to be 5 goddamn auto races. Because after this race,
5 of them.
After this race, we head to the Diddler Cup Euro trip, a 3-race trip. 2 of those races are going to be this coming Wednesday night and this coming Thursday night. Again, the times will be announced as you see them coming up. We've got we head to the city of Europe, and then we head to Fuckham, England. I think I'm saying that right. Fuckham.
Yeah, that's Fuckham. Yeah,
Fuckham. Yeah, Fuckham indeed. Fuckham, England indeed. As we go to the roundabout by that's another short track race. We head, of course, to ABBA, the racetrack, which is a big old super speedway. So we're gonna be going fast. Then we're going to be going on a short track, and then, of course, we head to Die Puppenhausen the following week.
That's right.
So
it's a European adventure proving that the Diddler Cup Racing Series is America's #1 stock car racing championship, except no substitutes or imitations.
Yeah, and it is truly an international affair. As we head to Die Puppenhausen in Dirchfall, Germany, we head to Fuckham, England, and we head to the city of Europe, which, you know, is, again, we're hitting them all up there. 3 different types of racetracks. We got a big old super speedway. We got a short track circle, and we got a dangerous as hell road course in Germany where they like to drive fast, eat ass, as the Die Puppenhausen's slogan is.
They got the T-shirts to prove it.
Yep, and you can hit the brown note. You can get a shirt that says "I hit the brown note at Die Puppenhausen." And
I just shit myself at the Puppenhausen.
I shit myself.
Right there on the shot glass, too.
And of course, when in Dirchfall, shit yourself. You can't forget all this. But nonetheless, we're going to be going to these drivers. You know, they've had to run. They're going to have to get used to running a lot of races in a short amount of time. Not only that, but the travel is going to fuck with them. And you know, we just give them a bunch of alcohol. We give them a bunch of, you know.
We forge their passports.
Yeah,
because we know they ain't going to get them.
No, we just.
A lot of these people got prior felonies. They can't leave the country.
I'm probably.
There.
It's all hearsay, but nonetheless, Joe John Winchester has just closed the gap now. He's looking at about half a second behind the leader.
All thanks to my boy, Woo Baba!
All thanks to Woo Baba, causing a little bit of havoc as we are now 40% through this race. 60 laps in, we're going to start seeing pit lane opening up, I think, pretty soon, as these cars have driven 45 miles on that tank. I think usually that tank can hold about 70 miles worth of racing.
Yeah, I think it can hold about it can hold a couple of 2-liter bottles of peach knee high.
Oh, fair enough. Peach knee high. I know.
Not to be confused with the shit knee high or the Fred knee high.
Fair enough. Yeah. I love the Fred knee high. That's the kind where you take a drink and you go, yeah, 5 times.
Yeah.
That's when you drink too much, you get in big trouble.
Absolutely. Oh, I miss drinking that stuff. And we're looking at Joe John Winchester, who has closed the gap to now 0.2 seconds.
Again, all thanks to Woo Baba.
Yeah, Woo Baba is being just an asshole on the track right now.
He really is, and I appreciate the hell out of that. If he can't get
last to first, then he's going to get last to first a different way.
He's going to give some last business to the first place driver, who is finally trying to look for that pass. And he is providing himself quite the obstacle, as he just got shot up the track by Smiler Van Buren, who is really having some difficulty making this pass. This shows how tough it is to make a pass on this racetrack, as he could not do it. Smiler Van Buren could not do it. And just because of that, Winchester is right on his bumper.
That's right, Woo Baba, you make things interesting.
Oh my God! We got a battle for the lead, and look, he's brought the whole field with him. He's got Kevin Boner, Pillman, Paul Walker, Bucky Dushine, all within a second.
5 cars within a second. 4 cars within a second of the leader. I was including the leader on that one. My mistake.
We're seeing some damn interesting racing here. Woo Bobby is driving like an absolute son of a bitch.
You know, it is very. It's a matter of you got to find your moment and you got to take it. You can't be tentative on this racetrack.
Yeah, if you only had one shot or one opportunity to seize everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you capture
Mom's
it?
spaghetti.
Yeah, you can't be busy eating your mom's spaghetti when that moment
Otherwise,
happens.
you just can't be vomiting on your sweater unless. That's why you got to have someone hold your hair back
And puke hollow, exactly. And what we're seeing right now is an interesting thing. They're kind of back in the field, but we were seeing, I thought we were seeing it for a second, and maybe they just pulled away, but the Adjective Foods trio of Fat Daryl, Thicker Richard Ketchup, and Doug Pork are all banding together, so maybe they're all handling puke hollow in the same way.
Now, of course, since we are in Pennsylvania, I want to talk about one of the locals here, running in 17th place. You know, he's originally from Italy, but yes, that's right. He's moved over to Pennsylvania. That's right, Mario Andretti running in 17th place in the number 22 car, trying to run down Jeff Shanice.
Yeah, he is in that Blappa Auto Blarts Toyota Yaris. That is the 22 car driven by Blario Blandretti for Most Glorious Motorsports. Holding on to it pretty well as far as a rookie goes. He's been one of the best rookies in this series. Of course, the top rookie right now, Hans Vosspulver. Of course, because he got that win in the very first race of the season. But Blandretti's been running pretty dang good, I gotta say.
And of course, this is a home race, Nazareth, Pennsylvania, not too far up the road from Langhorne, so it's a home track here for Mario Andretti, who again brings all of his rich experience and championships here to the Diddler Cup Racing Series.
Again, that's
it's so good to see.
Blario Blandretti for those who may not be familiar, and he is right in front of Morris Mayfield in that 69 car.
Nice. It feels so good to say that again.
I know. Isn't it great to say that? And, he's been he had a slow start to the season, but he's been getting some good finishes. And the 69 is slowly moving up.
Nice.
It's starting to, that's the thing. He started low, and now he's just kind of turning it around. And he's kind of just reversed the whole thing. So,
just right like how they reverse seasons down in his native Australia. In the middle of January it's summer, in the middle of July it's winter. I don't know how it works. Somehow they call Bubger Kurg a Hungry Jacks.
Yeah, he's right ahead of Giacomo. Giacomo not having a good. He had a great finish. He finished second place last week at Destin, right behind his teammate Paul Alcohol, who's running in 10th. Giacomo's running in 19th right now in that KISS number 4 car. Sponsored, of course, he's got the paint scheme of the Spaceman, Ace Frehley on that one. Nice to see they're doing the different paint schemes of the 4 members of KISS. That's pretty cool to see. This will be the third week in a row, the third race in a row that he's got that. Of course, they had the Demon and they had the Star Child. I guess the Catman is probably going to be the next one, I'm guessing.
Or it could be the Goat.
Didn't they cast that fella from Twilight as the Catman recently?
I think you're right. The Twilight Man is going to be member of KISS. I guess he's member of the KISS. I guess the KISS Army is just always looking for new recruits. So that's probably how that's going to work.
I've seen the KISS Army recruiting office. It's in the Rolling Acres Mall.
Oh, that's fascinating.
That's right.
Now here's the thing. When the KISS Army, are they wearing... Now, I wonder if the KISS Army has to deal with stolen valor. Are there fake KISS Army members who are trying to do recruitment drives or trying to... we're watching it, man. Look at that. Look at Paul Alcohol trying to pass Jean-Paul Henry. They are running so tight.
This is very good racing. You got Ludger Beer Bombs versus Bathhouse Jim's Bathtub Jim.
It's a booze war right here.
They almost came together, and Henri is just sliding all over that track. Man, that is such a dangerous game when you're trying to pass at this track. It is so tough to pass. But again, talking about Stolen Valor, the sponsor of our race today.
So what is Stolen Valor?
So I think the Diddler Cup officials thought it was in fact some sort of a product. I guess it is the concept of misrepresenting yourself as having some sort of military plaudits, like if you have you wear a bunch of fake badges on your military outfit that says that you served here and there and everywhere, but turns out you ain't. So I guess there was some other stock car racing series that seems to have taken up all of the actual military sponsorship, so we had to go with what we could get.
Well, that's like the Pizza Hut book club when I was a kid. I just wore that just so I could get free pizza. I don't know how to goddamn read.
Thanks.
That's
I mean,
right.
that's fair enough. You know,
I just flipped through the pages and yeah, I got me a free pizza.
yeah, they ain't gonna quiz you.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, when you used to have those Spubby Spub Club cards, you know, you could just punch the holes in yourself. You didn't have to keep going there. You could just get unlimited free sandwiches. That's the way I see it.
I mean, no doubt about that. I was just thinking back to my Spub Club, and I went down to the Bubger Kurg, and you know, again, they never checked. I mean, they weren't. What was some kid who was about twice my age, working at the Pizza Hut, gonna tell me that I ain't reading no book? Hell no.
He probably can't read either.
He didn't care.
You expect him to make a pizza?
I mean, listen, you don't. All you have to do is just. You don't have to read to know how to make a good pizza.
Hey, speaking of pizza, Slip's Red Hot Pizza is one of our sponsors with the first one. It's unfortunate to see that they got moved out of the new food court and went out of business at the Rolling Hills Acres Mall.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's a shame, really.
I think it was mostly that, you know, again, Burt McKitchen was the driver of that number 20 car. And, you know, who knows? Maybe we'll see Burt McKitchen getting a ride somewhere else in the racing world. I mean, there's always a chance. You know, there's always drivers moving in and out. Oh, the Diddler Cup. You know, there might just be a ride available in the future. Who knows? We'll see.
That's right, of course. That's Bubgerkurg, home of the Werper.
Haven't had a good Werper in forever.
I think that's how they call it over on the other side of the Susquehanna.
Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe that's exactly what it is.
It's the Werper.
Well, gentlemen, this race is now official as of about 20 laps ago.
Oh, yeah, we hit halfway.
And this race has gone by. And these fans are still on the edge of their seats. They ain't sitting down for nothing. Mostly because their stomachs are so upset that they've got to run down a puke hollow.
Yeah, Puke Hollow is, I mean, you know, it is a fan. It's the spectators that gave it its name, so it really just proves that it's such an interactive track here at Langhorne.
And of course, it's a way for the spectators and the drivers to come closer together and interact like never before.
You can vomit next to one of your favorite drivers.
That's right. You can vomit next to a horse who is driving a car in the Diddler Cup Racing Series.
Which brings question, do horses vomit?
Look, I've seen that movie Jane Austen's Mafia with Jane Moore in it. Of course horses vomit.
Yeah. Look how close these cars are coming together. We're seeing Smiley Van Buren still unable. Every car is still on the lead lap.
This is immense. And of course, Woo Bob Ollie
being such an asshole.
And he is stacking this field up. He is driving like an absolute asshole, and I
Grade
appreciate
A
that.
dickwad, just like his daddy did it.
Man, look at he's trying to. Actually, take a look at Woo Bob Ollie right now. He's actually trying to make a pass on the Temecula dirt car.
That's unbelievable.
It is
And Ricky
unbelievable.
Waltz.
Temecula
Ricky
dirt
Waltz.
again.
Last to not last, let's do Woo Baba.
Oh, he's got to do it now.
And Petrol Topov in that rear field again. He's a guy who won this race a year ago, and
I think we're starting to see cars visiting pit road.
oh Jesus, oh golly!
Jeff Shanice is in there. Looks like the Iron Jeffs are going to pit road. DWI cars. Looks like that's Bowie Jessup in the number 9. We're starting to see green flag pit stops now. And this is where it could get dangerous, y'all.
Oh Jesus, yeah. Oh God. Oh Jesus. Oh God. I thought he was going to run over that man's leg.
Yep.
Oh boy. Oh Jesus. This is just. Oh man.
Yep. We're watching them, seeing as they leave pit road, coming into pit road. How dangerous that is. You are exiting pit road right when someone's coming onto it. It is such a dangerous premise here. Reverend Pastor Chavez going to lead a lap at this one. He's coming off a pit road. He is visioning pit lane right now.
Oh, God. Please don't let anybody wreck.
This could completely change the field as Morris Mayfield is going
This could change the way you think about deep fried pizza.
100%. Oh, my God. Look how quickly they just cut off the air supply car and the 41 car. The 69 and the Ford. And the Ford literally just cut off 2 cars to get to pit lane. This is why this is dangerous as shit, y'all.
I love it.
This is the best. Take a look at Jim Blossoms coming back around that track.
Speaking of pit lane followers here at Langhorne.
And again, we're seeing cars a lap down. It's because some have pitted. Not everybody has gone to pit road yet.
It's getting touchy out there. This is about the time where, golly, it's getting heated now.
We're starting to see him cycle through. Petrol top off going to lead a lap and go right into the pits.
Ever see on the pit cam? I believe it's overlooking Pew Cobble. Is that not?
I think so. It's just it's on the other side of it. That's going into turn 1. Turn 2 is right over there. So they're exiting pit row. Right around the Pew Cobble's right over there. We can see it right in our thing there.
Oh yes, there it is. Oh golly. Oh jeez. Oh man.
And again, Jeff Gordon, the horse, now going to cycle around and lead a lap here.
It's incredible that a horse is leading.
Well,
He's not racing in Kentucky or Maryland.
No disqualifications on that horse. He's
That's
running
right.
hard
At
here.
all. Because they didn't admit that he would have gotten DQ'd for. We let it happen. It's legal.
That's right. Not only is he encouraged to move over and cut other drivers off and cause a multi-car pileup, we allow it.
Absolutely.
We allow it. We encourage it. It's a performance clause in his contract.
Yep. So we're going to go ahead and look at how this field is shaking up after a series of green flag pit stops.
In round 1, Bobby Flay is going to challenge his challengers to make what signature ingredient the star of their dish before they can go on to beat Bobby Flay in the second round.
Wait, what?
Oh shit, I have my race notes mixed up with something else. Never mind.
That's all right. That's fine.
Sounds delicious.
I'm like, wait,
Deadly.
I don't remember who was cooking today. That's amazing. But hopefully no one's going to go to Pew Cobble after cooking.
Well, I think the fact that it might have been undercooked has a little bit to do with it.
Ah, there you go. Apparently, some people don't like medium rare chicken. Who knew?
Yeah.
Well, Jeff Gordon, the horse, has shot up into the lead. And again, that's great pit crew effort from the Iron Jeff team. They have moved, that's Jeff Tanaka in third, too.
Medium rare chicken.
Is that Jeff Tanaka we're talking about?
Oh, yes, and of course, Jeff Shanice.
Yeah, and Jeff Shanice.
Home where you can get medium rare General Tso's chicken on the buffet every day of the week.
Absolutely, at Jeff's Chinese.
It's more like Lieutenant Tso's, but it's still pretty good.
With fresh crab legs after 4 on the dinner buffet.
Always on the dinner buffet.
And imitation crab legs, where it's like crab legs, but they're puppets. Impressive. They haul them out there and they're like, I'm a crab leg.
I always assumed that when there was imitation crab legs, that they like took the crab meat and formed them into like human leg shapes.
Imitation human legs. Oh man, we're on to something here.
We might be.
That's on the Friday and Saturday special buffet.
That's that 4th hidden Jeff Cannibal.
I think Dahmer is that one.
and then of course there's Jeff Umami, the 5th Jeff.
Always the 5th Jeff. Umami.
Then you got the crafter of the canned pizza, Jeff Boyardee.
Oh, of course. Well, don't forget about that. That's going to be one of the. That's one of the sponsors of Jeff Tanaka's car for this season. We don't think we've seen that paint scheme yet. But nonetheless, Smiley Van Buren sitting in 2nd place behind Jeff Gordon, the horse, who was running away with this one. And we saw some movement there.
Out of the gate, out of the pit row, and they blurred a bunch of loud noises after they put the tank in there, spooked the horse, and got out there in a hurry.
Pretty much, yeah. So we're seeing Reverend Pastor Chavez in 4th place, Paul Walker in 5th, Kevin Boner Pillman in 6th, and he's going to get passed by Jean-Paul Henry, who's racing him really hard into that corner.
Yeah, right behind them, Joe John Winchester's in that pack. Richard Blood's in that pack again. Another on track for another solid top 10 finish ahead of Buckadoo Shine in that Duncan Dunce car.
And that is your top 10. As we're looking at math for a second. 34 laps to go here at Langhorne.
Yeah, that's real impressive how you managed to do that all that difficult to repetition.
That was good. No calculator required there.
Damn, I couldn't even figure that out. It's like 2 plus 2, 6. I don't fucking know.
It's fine.
It's like my divorce proceedings. You can't solve for X.
I mean, you know, sometimes you just don't want to.
And you don't want to either.
Yeah, I was gonna
You
say. I
want to
mean, you
solve
know,
for me.
you get Darlene kind of as an expert witness, and all of a sudden it just kind of goes to hell.
I think Darlene was very invested in our opening prayer.
I think so.
I think a lot of the dudes were here. I mean, look, you apply some of that same engineering technology into a stock car racing. You listen. You want to have the weight of the car moving forward. You don't want it to have to. You don't want to have to bend the car forward at any time. You have to keep it straight. Otherwise, it'll cause extreme pain.
And similarly, you want to get the weight of the car suspended in the right way. You don't want to have too much drag.
That's right. You gotta suspend 3 to 5 kilogram weights on the car to get the weight balance just right. We got 30 laps to go in this race. It's flown by real quick.
It is. Jeff Gordon, the horse, your leader. By a lot at this point.
Jeff Gordon, the horse. I mean, that pit work from his team at Iron Jeff Racing, outstanding pit work. I think he came into this race about a 6-1 favorite to win it. Anyone get the superfecta on this?
Yeah, I was going to say, some people better not be tearing up their tickets if they got them too early. But he's got to contend with Triple X Macklin, and that is Petrol Top-Off right in front of him. Some lap-down traffic, making the pass on them.
Yeah, that is an actual child that is holding up a horse. And both of them are driving on the track. And somehow, all of this is normal.
Both of them are going 147 miles an hour. That is all fine.
It's fine. Ain't nothing to worry about. We got this. What are you, a cop?
Yeah. Why are you asking so many questions?
Who's asking, Fad?
I haven't seen much movement on here on the track. More of the movements we've seen just in the pits.
Well, that is true. Yeah, that's
and also the movement up from the small intestine and the stomach out through the esophagus and out through the oral cavity, also known as the mouth.
That's fair enough, y'all. That's
That's where the jejunum meets the cranial carnax meets the solidus snake meets the arsenal gear.
Listen, I know we're traveling to Europe soon, but I still got to practice up on my Duolingo.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm sorry, it's just I didn't pay much to an anatomy class or health class. Just I was just laughing, giggling every time I heard penis.
Y'all, as Jeff Gordon the horse is trying to deal with Triple X Macklin, he's allowed Smiley Van Buren to catch up real quick like.
Yeah, he has. Ketchup is the condiment of choice at the moment. As that is, and he's
ketchup, by the way, running in 22nd, but he's not a factor here.
Not yet. They're not going to encounter him just yet.
Oh my God! He just took another 4/10 out of him that lap.
Yeah, he did. He is right on his bumper.
The fight on him.
This is where he is trying to get the pass. He is right on his rear bumper.
He's got Jeff Gordon the horse has got to run it right to the rail here if he wants to have any shot of calling on this lead.
Now, does a horse understand the concept of wrecking somebody? That is the thing.
I think this horse does.
You know, you've been in this thing for 3 seasons. At this point, you have to understand it.
That's right. You know, it's kind of like muscle memory at this point.
Here it goes. Oh, went for a look and just got slowed up.
Wrecking another driver is a lot like animal husbandry. if you think about it.
Go on. Was there any more? I wasn't sure if there was any more explanation to that, or you're just going to let that hang in the air.
Look, all I'm saying is it requires a lot of penetration, a lot of effort, and it's going to get pricey at the end.
I mean, I can't argue with that. You know, and it's usually it's going to end up with somebody fighting in the pits.
That's right. They're all going to be fighting to see who can be the highest bidder for Jeff Gordon, the horse seed.
That is
Just
so
not as
disturbing.
full.
That is disturbing, but I appreciate that.
Listen, anything that's going to help us supplement our television broadcast deal, we can get it.
Hey, we put him out to stud. I mean, he's basically already been put out to stud, more or less. I mean, at this point, it's just a matter of you know, hoping that whatever seed we can sell is going to produce some other good driving horses.
That's right. You know, we could get you know, like a Jimmy Johnson the horse,
Exactly.
or a Carl Edwards the horse.
Man, imagine seeing a horse do a backflip off a car.
Man, that'd be
What about
fucking
Tony?
awesome.
What about Tony Stewart the ass?
That is appropriate.
Oh man, that's good.
But
He
for
said
real, Tony Stewart did murder a man in a race, in an auto race.
Hey,
that
so
is a
did
thing
Jeff
that happened.
Shanice.
I mean, yeah, he did, but I mean, if Tony Stewart was running the Diddler Cup, we'd probably let him do it. But Tony Stewart really did kill a man.
We got 12 laps to go here.
Dude.
This is becoming an all-time classic here. It's all thanks to Triple X Macklin, by the way,
Yeah, he
who
has
at
been-
13 years old is driving like a pissed-off teenager in memory of his late friend, 542 Norman.
Here comes Van Buren. He made the pass. Van Buren made the pass with 12 to go. 12 to go.
Oh,
He
shit.
did it. He saw the opportunity and he took
Oh,
it from the
shit.
horse. Woo!
That's why you never
Damn
look
that
a gift.
pass!
That's why you never look a gift horse in the mouth. You might end up with fried chicken in your beard.
I'm so mad you beat me to that one, but you are absolutely right, Lord. And Van
Three-time
Buren
pole sitter, might be two-time winner this season.
could be a two-time winner. We're looking
This
at
is
it.
the summer of smiling.
Now here's the thing. With 10 laps to go, Jeff Gordon, the horse, he's going to have to look for his opportunity. He might have to just do it when he can. You know, Van Buren was looking for a while. He saw the chance, and now Van Buren, oh, he's trying to move. He's trying to move Macklin out of the way. This is a bold strategy, and he might have just moved Macklin out of the way. Smiley Van Buren may have just sealed the win by basically getting that child out of the way of his track and making it a problem for Jeff Gordon, the horse.
He tried to wreck a child.
He did.
That was the move of the race. Smiley Van Buren tried to wreck a child.
That is, I mean, you know, that will
And it worked.
I'm going to happily say that's the move of the race.
Hold up. Horses past Macklin.
Horse has passed it too. Can he get caught up on him? We're watching this. The horse has made the pass as well.
And you see there, Ennio
7
Sperini
to
just
go.
trying to keep Triple X Macklin in line.
Yeah, pretty much. He's asked him how his coaching role as a driver slash trainer at the South Tucson Youth Motorsports, you know, was. I mean, more or less, he said it's more parenting than he expected, and that's probably fair because there are a whole bunch of 13-year-olds that are pissed off and just want to wreck a car.
I'll believe the direct quote we asked. We have many problems with the car. We had a lot of problems with the car. That's a press release.
And also the kids as well, but I mean mostly the car. And Van Buren, I think, is pulling away in this one.
Smiley Van Buren with 5 laps to go, going for his second win of the season, and even more momentum going in the playoffs later in this season.
Yep, he's going pole to
Dominated
pole.
this year.
But Jeff Gordon, the horse, gonna try to run him down at this point. 4 laps to go. Now we're gonna see. Nothing at the moment. There's 3 laps to go. Jeff Gordon, the horse, has been basically keeping pace.
But he's running out of time to make a move unless he just wants to just dive bomb him in the corner.
Has not had enough speed to gain any time on him. He's gaining about 100th of a second, but that ain't enough when you're about 4/10 of a second behind. Jeff Tanaka's going to get a 3rd place finish again. Well done him. Paul Walker 4th place. After struggling to finish strong, Paul Walker's going to have a really good finish in this one. White flag. Here we go. 1 to go. And Smiley Van Buren.
No sponsors here because no bank would offer to bankroll us.
Pretty much. But he's coming around, and Smiley Van Buren going to go pole to pole and win this race. The stolen Valor 258 short track goes to Smiley Van Buren at 11 car. A 2nd victory for that team. Jeff Gordon, the horse, 2nd
and the
place.
The 8 horse from Vallejo, California, finishes 2nd.
And 88, Jeff Tanaka, 3rd place. Paul Walker, 4th place. Kevin Boner-Pillman, another great finish for him. 15th, Reverend Pastor Chavez in 6th. Joe John Winchester in 7th, great finish for the 47. Jean-Paul Henry in 8th. Richard Blood in 9th. And Mr. Naga's most glorious driver in 10th. That is how your top 10 finish out. What a goddamn auto race, y'all.
That was a good auto race. In the end, it looked like Joe John. It looked like Smiley Van Buren just wasn't going to be beat. Even after the pit stop cycles, he just worked his way through the traffic and caught up and passed Jeff Gordon, the horse. And the move of the race, of course, was him trying to wreck an actual child to move him out of the way.
That's definitely
Cutthroat and effective.
I mean, hey, when it works, and it works. So, nonetheless, that is a huge thing as we are gonna go ahead and get our official word here for you.
All right, this is Lightning Lord Shivers, and we're speaking with the first 2-time winner of the Diddler Cup Racing Series. It's Smiley Van Buren in the number 11 KFC I8 the Bones Phone Pinto. Smiley Van Buren, you won for pole position. It looked like an easy drive, was it? That's it. That's thigh meat right there, yeah. That's it. We had a couple of Colorado race long. Made no mistakes. Pit crew guys, they made a. That's more thigh meat in here. Man, I got a lot of chicken this bone here. Hey, y'all want some? No, thank you. Hey, man. Hey, listen, man. That was you cut your way through the traffic. You had to make a move on a lap car there to try and get your way up to the front and get that momentum. What was it like racing down with Jeff Gordon, the horse, there in the last few laps? That's a bone right there. That's really disgusting. I know, ain't great. But that was Jeff Gordon, the horse. I mean, he is a horse. He had a good race, but we knew we had the car underneath us to win. I want to thank everybody at KFC, at Bones for sponsoring this car. Everybody back at the shop. Everybody's pumping more port. They put a hell of a race car. I mean, I can't believe it. Two wins already this season. I feel like I'm on top of the world right now. Man. Oh, they got the extra crispy crown here.
Lloyd, I'm gonna ask you. I don't want you to ask Smiley this because I don't want to, alarm him. But I heard some crunching. Was he eating the bones?
That's the thing. You gotta eat the bones at KFC.
Fair enough.
Ooh, that's my molar coming out there. I don't need that. He does not need molars, and he does not need a restrictor plate. He's Smiley Van Buren, and he has got his second win of the season here in the Diddler Cup Racing Series. Back to you, Chip.
There you go. Well, there you have it. And man, we are seeing just one heck of a season start to take shape here. Smiley Van Buren in the playoffs. He's going to lead the playoff charge with 2 wins at the moment. And we got a new points leader, actually, after this one. It is going to be Kevin Boner-Pillman leading the points And basically being the first one of the non-winners as far as the playoffs go. Looking at the top 10 right now, Kevin Boder-Pillman, Richard Blood, Smiley Van Buren, Jean-Paul Henry, Jeff Gordon the Horse, Jeff Tanaka, Giacomo, Big Daddy Thibodeau, Hans Vasspulver, and Steve Thompson in 10th. So again, quietly moving up those ranks is Steve Thompson too.
I gotta tell you, just being down there and watching Smiley eat that proper spoiled chicken, it's making my stomach turn.
Mm-hmm.
I can hold it down. I ain't no bitch. I can hold it down.
You got it. You got it, Lloyd. Oh boy.
You got this. You're fine.
Yeah, Beaumont. We're yeah. Oh God. Well, that's gonna be Oh boy.
Oh, that's a mess right there.
Yep. We'll take him over to Puke Hollow. We'll take him down to Puke Hollow. It's fine.
Ow!
Oh, my hair back. Oh, my hair back.
Oh, God.
Oh, got it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Oh, I hate it. I hate it, but I'm doing 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 it. I think he's done. Are we done? Oh, God. Oh, God. It's still happening. It's still happening. It's still happening. It keeps happening. Why does it keep happening?
Why'd you have to hold your hair when you got a buzz cut, you son of a bitch?
How much hair do you need me to go back? Jesus fucking Christ. Oh.
What was in that knockoff Zaxby's?
I don't
Check
know.
it for a tracker.
Beaumont.
I think we need to get the hell out of here.
Beaumont, I hate to bring something up to you, but I don't like, I have a thing. I never look at another man's vomit, but
oh, son of a bitch.
I couldn't help but notice, is that the dang soul gem?
Wait, what?
Why is that in his boy.
Lloyd, why did you ingest the soul gem?
Look, it was late that night, and look, I just thought that was the damn dessert.
I
thought that was the dessert they offered.
That's fair. It does look like a meringue or one of them macarons.
It looks like a jelly bean to me.
Fair enough.
It's looking like one of them ring pops.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a soul gem to take care of as we head over to Europe. We're gonna be going there just this week. We'll see you on Wednesday night. It has been a goddamn auto race. Lightning Lord, it's great to have you back. We hope to keep you around. We all need to make sure we got our passports. And Beaumont will be there as we're heading over to the city of Europe for ABBA, the racetrack, and the I Would Walk 500. That's coming up on Wednesday night. Until then, for Beaumont Jenkins, Lightning Lloyd, it's been a goddamn auto race. I'm Chip Chapman. We'll see you later with the Diddler Cup.
Oh, God, there's more.
Oh, God.